I don't know what the hell he's thinking. Truly, I don't know what he's thinking. Max Kellerman. I was a big fan. I was truly a big fan ever since he's been back in the day doing boxing. He's still doing boxing now. I used to love his analyzation on that. When he was on Sports Nation, I loved him with Marcellus Wiley. Even when they was on the radio out there in LA, they sounded so good together. And then even when First Take finally had an opening and Max got that job, I was like, yo, him and Stephen A, they're going to do great things. They're going to do great things. And ever since he's been on First Take, I can't stand him. Like, his takes is outrageous. Sometimes he's right. Most of the times he's wrong. I don't know what ESPN is doing to try to drive this drama, but this one's taking the cake. If you haven't seen the clip, go ahead and go see it. Yesterday, Max Kellerman had a horrendous take about the New York Giants and what they should do. He said because he feels and he sees that the mock drafts, that Trey Lance is being mocked at number 9, that the New York Football Giants, mind you, he's from Brooklyn, so he's a Giants fan, that the New York Football Giants should trade up 2 spots to get Trey Lance. And with that, you'll be able to see what's going on with Daniel Jones. And then if not, Trey Lance can potentially be great. Because he only likes Daniel Jones because he's just a good quarterback and no potential of greatness, but he would rather have an unknown to have potential to be great, but really not knowing what's going on. That's blasphemous. That's blasphemous. I don't know what the hell he's thinking. Truly, I don't know what he's thinking. Why would you trade from 11 to 9, give up draft capital to get a quarterback? That makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. And I'm really tired. I'm sick and tired of people really trying to give up on quarterbacks so fast. This is only his 3rd year. Like, truly, this is only his 3rd year. He had a good rookie season. He had a subpar 2nd season. This is his 3rd season. And you're finally getting him the help that he really deserves. You're finally getting him a number 1 wide receiver in Kenny Golladay. He's finally getting Saquon Barkley back. Hopefully, we can get him for all 17 games. The offensive line looks like that it's promising. This is the time where we can see exactly what we have with Daniel Jones and not just throw him to the wolves. Now, the other person on there was Dan Orlovsky. And Dan Orlovsky, I can say he's been very consistent with what he's been saying with Daniel Jones. And I usually don't agree with a lot with what he was saying, but I agree with him wholeheartedly on this issue because he was telling Max that it was no offseason. You had no mini camps, a new head coach, a new offensive coordinator. You didn't have a good line. You don't have a number 1 wide receiver, and Saquon Barkley was hurt. Why did you think that he was going to progress in year 2? And his take was more so like, hey, I said this on draft night, that he was the number 6 pick, but he is not worthy and talented to be number 6. But because we drafted him at number 6, Giant fans, a lot of them are expecting him to take a team, a subpar team, and make them great. That's not what Daniel Jones is. He needs a team to be built around him. Now, as for me, I see what Daniel Jones can do. I see the tools that he had. I believe that he can be that quarterback to get us to that next level. But is he that guy right now? No, he is not the guy that's going to take a subpar team and make them a Super Bowl team. That's not what's going to happen. He is not that guy right now. but within time, he can grow into that role. But I just want to throw out a little bit of statistics for Mr. Max Kellerman and really understand that it's the team and it's not so much as Daniel Jones. He does make a lot of mistakes, but he's truly just what we all call is a gunslinger. He tries to make everything work. But here are the statistics. From a clean pocket, last year, Daniel Jones' QBR was 90.5. That was the 4th highest in the league when he has a clean pocket. The problem is that with the offensive line, we were ranked around number 28th, 27th. And he's been sacked on an average of 30 times per season. So he hasn't had an offensive line. But when he has a clean pocket, QBR 90.5. The only 3 guys that's ahead of him in the NFL, Deshaun Watson, Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson. That's some elite company. Daniel Jones has also been the top guy in tight window throws throughout his last 2 seasons, especially last year. But he also had the most drops when it comes to tight window throws. He has been top 3 in deep ball accuracy, percentage-wise, and he's mobile. So, I don't know. Maybe everybody just wants greatness and greatness and greatness because everybody in the NFL can't have a great quarterback. It's a reason why it's only 3, 4, or 5 of them. That's the elite group. But the thing that I have to say is when it comes to an elite quarterbacks don't always win Super Bowls. That's the thing people don't understand. Because Aaron Rodgers, everybody would say he's elite, correct? But he only has 1 Super Bowl. Only got to 1 Super Bowl. Drew Brees, people were saying that he was elite. Only got 1 Super Bowl. These are the kinds of things because it's a situation where the team has to be good. And the quarterback has to be good enough to make sure that that team can up their level. And with Daniel Jones, like I said, I see that he has the tools. He cannot carry a team. I'm not saying that whatsoever. But a team needs to be built around him. And this year is going to prove, is he the guy or is he just a guy? Now, with those statistics that I was throwing out, those are the kinds of things that you have to look at when you look at Daniel Jones. So when we're looking at a quarterback, if I was to tell you that a quarterback is very accurate and will dot you up when he has a clean pocket, he can make the tight window throws, he has elite ball placement, and he's mobile, you would say that's a recipe for a pretty good quarterback that's going to be looking pretty good, correct? But the reason why he's not looking so hot is because you've had 2 systems in 2 years. You've had your number 2 overall pick in Saquon Barkley. He hasn't even played 10 games with him healthy. The offensive line has been at the bottom of the barrel ever since he's gotten there. And he's never had a number 1 wide receiver. So why is everybody taking shots at Daniel Jones? Because he didn't have the situation that Patrick Mahomes came into. Or the situation that Russell Wilson came into. And things of that nature. That makes no sense. Now, I always believe that situations kills quarterbacks faster than anything else. Depending on what his situation is, it means he's going to prosper or he's not. We've seen it with Sam Darnold. Everybody loves Sam Darnold, but not for the Jets because the Jets did absolutely nothing to help him. And this year, for Daniel Jones, this is what it's proving, is that the team is looking at him. The team is looking to see what he's good at and what he isn't, and they're saying, let's get better. Let's not go out here, look out for new quarterbacks and things of that nature. Let's just get better and see where he can take us. Let's get him a legit number 1 wide receiver. Let's build him a good offensive line. Let's go ahead and hopefully make sure that Saquon Barkley stays healthy. Let's get him a defense just in case if he can't do all those things. Because when you're looking at quarterbacks, for me, I want a competent quarterback on a very good scale, maybe even great, but who's able to elevate the team from point A to point B. Now, sometimes the team needs to elevate that person from point A to point B, but All I have to say is this. When you're looking for elite quarterbacks, that's not always Super Bowl winners. Deshaun Watson, everybody can say he is elite. But when he was stripped of his wide receiver, when he was stripped of the offensive line, and when he didn't have a defense, he had his career year this season, and they was 3-13. 3-13. The quarterback is not the end-all, be-all. It's about the team. Build that offensive line in front of Danny. Got him weapons, get him some more weapons, and see what this guy is made out of. Max Kellerman saying to trade up for Trey Lance, that you have no idea what he's going to be, but just because he's coming out and he seems potential, that doesn't work. Especially for a Trey Lance type guy, simply because he came from the FCS. Now, if you don't know what that is, it's not what you see on TV majority of the time. It's not the FBS. It's the FCS. It's a competition low, just a tad bit lower. If you can see my school, Delaware State University, they're in the FCS. And at that time period, I got to see an NFL quarterback pass through in Joe Flacco when we had to play them. He played for University of Delaware, and he was major. He was killing everybody. You can see he was NFL potential. Now, Joe Flacco gets to the league, and, he's just a subpar quarterback. He won a Super Bowl, but that was mainly because of the defense. So you can't really gauge what he's going to be. And that I just don't understand it. I just don't understand it. This is the time to see what Danny really has and what you got to make up for him. But Max, disappointed. We really need to take away his Giants card, let him go to another team, and let him be a Patrick Mahomes fan or whatever the case may be, because he likes elite quarterbacks. And this has been a Subtle's Take for Easy 3 Sport Production. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and also share the video. Sharing is caring. Help the channel grow. Until next time, I'm out.